and welcome to Print Equipment. I'm Jenny and today we are going to show you how to sublimate on a gym bag. For this you're going to need an empty gym bag, a graphic. This one was printed with our very own Suppli Ink Suppli Stash. And instead of protective paper today we are going to be using parchment paper because we are sublimating onto a plastic product, as well as two 10mm silicone foam mats. My first step is going to be I'm going to open my press and place one of the parchment sheets onto my press. Then I'm going to take both of my silicone foam mats and place them onto my press in the center, however, not lengthwise, but sideways. And I'm gonna show you why, because once I'm going to grab my gym bag, I want to ensure that my corners, which could melt, are hanging over the edge of my silicone foam mat, as well as my cord on top of it. So I want to just make sure that the parts that could potentially melt will not be pressed. And so this way, using two silicone foam mats, I elevated it to ensure that such will not be happening. So I also want to make sure I'm going to remove any lint that might still be stuck to my item. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pre-press it for only about 2 to 3 seconds. So my item is nice and flat and is ready for pressing my graphic. And I'm going to be using 190 degrees and strong pressure for only about 2 to 3 seconds. And that's it. Remove my parchment paper and it's nice and flat. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab my graphic and center it on my bag. Gonna add some heat-resistant tape so my picture won't be moving around. And I already removed any lint that's still stuck to it that could potentially cause any discoloration. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my parchment paper and I'm going to complete my press with 190 degrees for about 70 seconds in strong pressure. Right now, pressing time should be over. Here we go. Gonna remove my parchment paper and remove my graphic right away so no color will be sublimating back onto my product and a shadow will be produced. There we go. Great. It looks fantastic. Now, you may have noticed that on the side we do have a harder border that formed from pressing. In order to prevent such, here's a little tip we could give you. When you are placing your graphic onto your product, simply tear it in, remove all the sides, and that way you have a very soft border that will not be visible on your product. So that's one tip. For pressing then, we used a couple of the silicone foam mats for our round now. There are also a couple more ways you could try to press your products. Another way would be if you do have smaller plates that you could simply install on your press. You could also use those, or you could use a thicker foam mat that will be 25mm thick to place under your gym bag. If you are using a darker graphic or a darker picture, we do recommend that you are using a smaller piece of your protective paper or a smaller piece of your parchment paper that you're going to insert into your gym bag before pressing so that the color of your graphic is not going to bleed through onto the other side of your pillow. This is something we could recommend. You certainly don't have to do it. And that's your gym bag. We also do use the same process for the shopping bags we offer, which are also pretty neat. Same thing, you're going to use 190 degrees, 70 seconds, and if you are using a darker graphic, just insert a smaller piece of your protective paper into your bag before pressing. And with that, happy printing!